What's happening, everyone, and welcome to CFC Fan TV. I'm delighted to be joined on this video by the wonderful lads from the Anfield Wrap. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, mate. Pleasure.
How are you feeling after the game the other night?
Disappointing. It's disappointing always to get beat. It's disappointing to go out of a cup competition. It's been a while for Liverpool now since we've won, I think. It's 2012 since we last won a trophy. I'd quite like us to win one sometime soon. The League Cup obviously isn't the top priority, but nevertheless it's a trophy. And I think it hurts a little bit more that we've lost to you, if I'm being honest with you. I think if it was something else, another team or whatever, maybe you could have shrugged it off a little bit. But because it was Chelsea, because of the manner of it as well, I think we took the lead and we did all right and Sturridge hit the bar. And then next minute, Hazard, well, what a goal. It was a great way, I guess, to win a match. Not a great way to lose it. But I think sort of looking for the positives from a Liverpool perspective, we're not going to see that team tomorrow. We're not going to see Albi Moreno, which I'm really happy about. We're not going to see Simon Mignolet in goal. We've seen quite enough of him as well. So, that whole defence is going to change, basically. The midfield will change. We'll see the the front three start the match as well, which I think makes a big difference. So I don't think we can read too much into it. But I'm sure it was great for you. Either way.
Absolutely. Do you know what? I'm really interested in the answer to this question, actually. Personally speaking, this isn't sort of a club thing, or I'm not speaking on anybody else's behalf. Just purely for me, I never have a sneery attitude to any trophy. So I give this trophy a lot of love, and I'm delighted that we're still in the hat. It's exactly the way I feel about the Europa League. I don't really want to rest too many players in that. Of course, I understand the benefits of rotation, but I want to win that. Did the Liverpool Football Club value the League Cup?
I think there's different opinions about it. I think some fans will say it's a little bit of a distraction. I don't buy into that. I don't really like that either. I think there's only 4 things you can win at the start of a season. And, lots of clubs, lots of fans will never even see their club win a trophy ever. Yeah. There's plenty of clubs that applies to. So for me to get sniffy about it, I don't really like it. The League Cup has been devalued down the years. We do see teams now rotating heavily, even Championship teams doing it, which is a bit strange. But Liverpool have won it 8 times. Yeah. Liverpool have won it more than anyone else. And, I've had a lot of good times in League Cup finals. The last thing we won was a League Cup final, as I said before. We've beat Manchester United in a League Cup final, which was wonderful. 2001, we won a cup treble, and that started with the League Cup. And I'll always remember Jamie Carragher saying, the momentum for that season came from winning the League Cup and then just getting on a roll and starting to believe in yourselves. And for all those reasons, therefore, I really do value it. And I think as well, that there's a lot of younger fans. I said it's been 6 years. It'll soon be 7 since Liverpool have won a trophy. So there'll be young kids who've never seen a trophy wrapped up in red and white and seen, an open-top bus and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be nice for them. I'm an older fella. There's fellas older than me that go to the match, and a lot of them like, I just want the league now. We've waited since 1990, obviously, for the league. And I get why they say that. But I still think, just try and win everything. And win everything. That's what it's all about.
Do it's refreshing to hear you say that, because I completely agree. Do you think that the game in the week will have any significance to the events that are going to happen tomorrow at Stamford Bridge?
I think maybe it's a little bit of a mood changer, perhaps. I think, obviously your fans will now be up. Our fans will be a little bit down, but not too much, because obviously we had a great start to the season, beat PSG in the Champions League as well. So maybe there's a little bit of a mood thing with it. But I think in general, I watched Jurgen Klopp's press conference before. He was quite up about it. He wasn't in the week, by the way. He was absolutely fuming that Liverpool.
He was fuming with Shaqiri, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was fuming about the free kick right at the end. He wanted Shaqiri on that rather than Henderson, and I think he wanted Shaqiri to put himself up forward a little bit more. And you're seeing the free kick that he scored. Well, he hit the bar, and then Mo Salah scored the other day. I think he wanted him on it, and he wanted him doing something with it, and not Henderson just putting it to the far post. So that's what that was about. He's cleared that up. But nevertheless, he was fuming about VAR, he's fuming about officials, he's fuming about the defending for Hazard's goal. He was saying today in his press conference, he said, he's a wonderful player, he's a great player, but there are quite a few opportunities in the build-up to that goal to basically put a decent tackle in, and none of them do. There's 2 nutmegs, isn't there, in the build-up to the goal. Yeah. So he was saying, he's not someone you can't defend against. You can defend against any player. So in terms of bearing, like I say, that both teams are going to change so much, aren't they, from what we saw on Wednesday night, I guess. I think it was 8 changes on both sides, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think too much will happen. I think as soon as the thing for me that's vital over this game is whether Van Dijk starts.
Yeah,
That's
because he's got a rib injury, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a bruised rib, so he didn't train yesterday, and there's still apparently a doubt around them playing. I think the drop off from him to Lovren, despite Lovren claiming to be the best defender in the world, is.
Yeah, I claim to be the left winger in the world, though. It doesn't matter, does it?
Exactly, mate. I mean, it's a big drop off that, and I think it would be a blow for us psychologically if he's not in the side. So I'm praying that he's fit. But no, I don't think that cup game has too much bearing on this game. I think both clubs know how much it means. Both clubs are unbeaten and had a good start. I think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Do you know? Is this a fair statement from me? Van Dijk is your most important player.
We were saying this today on a podcast, and yeah, I agree with you, mate. I think he probably is. I think in terms of it being influential, he's been huge for Liverpool. I think when he's in the side, you can tell the rest of the defence, the goalkeeper, they all look more solid, more confident. He's a good communicator as well. I think for me as well, he's a bit of a captain in waiting. I think in any other side, he'd probably already be the captain. Obviously, we already have one in Jordan Henderson. It'd be quite harsh to strip him of it and give it to Van Dijk. But Van Dijk is captain material. And he's such like he's a colossus, isn't he? And I think when he's there, he's winning all those headers. He's shouting at people. He's good on the ball. He's cool and calm. He's very, very much the Dutchman.
Yeah.
And yeah, he really is. He's absolutely massive for Liverpool.
So you're obviously hoping that he'll be back, and then we're going to see a lot of other players back, aren't we? We're going to see Salah, we're going to see Firmino, we're going to see Mane. It's going to be a very different side, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely. I think you see Milner again as well. I think you see Wijnaldum back. Obviously, the fullbacks will be the first choice fullbacks rather than Klein and Moreno, who you saw in the week. So yeah, lots of changes. It'll be back to the team that has got 6 out of 6 in the league and beat PSG. And that team, the team that's played in the league and the team that played against PSG, they've been very organised and very compact and very much they look well drilled. Like when you look at those sorts of average positions on the pitch and stuff like that, they've been exactly the same almost for every game, which shows you how much everyone knows what the job they're doing is. Whereas in the week, because there were so many changes, we were a little bit all over the show. We were a bit ragged. I think you saw Milner trying to get everywhere. He was trying to put out fires all over the pitch, and whereas when he's got Robertson by him, when he's got Wijnaldum by him, I think he knows what those players are going to do. He doesn't know what Albi Moreno is going to do because no one does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know himself.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. And whoever taught him to tackle, I'd love to meet him because he's got the maddest style of tackling I've ever seen in my life. So we haven't got that crazy fella in the side. So that will make a difference. I think Robertson's been brilliant for us. Trent's been brilliant the other side. And you saw their value almost increased, I thought, with what you saw in midweek because the standing fullbacks just couldn't do it. Klein can't get forward as well as Trent can. Both Trent and Robertson are able to get backwards and forwards all game. They've got so much energy and they know what to do and they know when to go, they know when to stay. And I think that's why Liverpool have been playing so well this season.
Yeah, absolutely. So to Stamford Bridge, this is a ground that's been relatively kind to you in recent years. Is this a fix? Is this, like for me, Liverpool away, going to Anfield is a tentpole fixture. It's one that you look for. Do you feel like that? Is this a big fixture for you? Do you look forward to a trip to Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, it's a big game. It's definitely a big game. And Klopp talked about that today. He always says something, Klopp, about it'd be a game he would watch if he wasn't a football manager sort of thing. And I always get what he means by that. And Liverpool-Chelsea is definitely one of them. I mean, we talked on the thing you did with the Anfield Wrap about whether there's an actual rivalry as such. And, there's a few blurred lines around that. For me, rivalry is Everton and Manchester United. But I get why people say there's a Liverpool-Chelsea one. Because we've played so many games, so many important games in fairly recent years. And that's ramped it up. And the two sets of supporters, there's a little bit of needle there. You've got your songs, we've got our songs. I don't particularly like any of them anymore, I've got to be honest. I was there on Wednesday and I was a bit like, the song about John Terry's ma, really? I'm a bit bored of it. Like John's gone.
Yeah. He doesn't even play it's not true. And it's not true.
He doesn't play for it. And the song about history, well, you've won a load of cups since we started this COD rivalry, if you like. And so I just prefer us to like go down more traditional routes with the songs, like, sing about Liverpool. Like, I liked when you started the Gerrard song in the week that we just went back with our Gerrard song and louder. I think that's what you do. Do you know what I mean? I think some of it's just just all feels a little bit forced.
Mate, I feel exactly the same. I find our singing of the Steve Gerrard song, I find it very annoying. And that's when we're playing Liverpool. I'll tell you when I find it absolutely baffling, when we're playing Blackburn Rovers at home and we start singing it. I can't work that one out. I literally have no idea what's going on there.
That is mad.
But I do think that the rivalry is good. The rivalry is intense, and I think it did start, didn't it? The Benitez Mourinho thing. Do you know they both arrived in England pretty much at the same time? And do you know within the first 3 years of their arrival, they played each other 15 times.
It's mad, though.
It's hardly surprising, is it, that we all getting on each other's back? Like, when you play each other that frequently, 15 times in 3 years, like, actual personal vendettas can build up, can't they? Like, I felt like I was going to Anfield every other week.
Yeah, it was mad, that period, wasn't it? And like, I was sort of writing something earlier for our newsletter about this idea of a rivalry. And when you started to recap over all the incidents, and there was Champions League games, League Cup final, FA Cup, and it was like, even the Benitez Mourinho thing, there's so many things around that. I mean, obviously Liverpool looked at Mourinho as a manager, and there was a time where I think he thought he was going to get the job, and then Rick Parry, who was the chief executive at the time, has come out a few times since and said that behind closed doors at Anfield, if you like, they just had second thoughts, and they were like, we're just not sure about a fella who goes running down the line at Old Trafford and who, is a bit brash and all the rest of it. And they just thought he didn't fit, and so they pulled away from it. And they went for Benitez, and we were obviously quite happy with Benitez.
Yeah, of course.
But you'd had he shushed the Liverpool fans, didn't he?
Mourinho, that time,
in Cardiff, And then you'd had things like Alonso's got his ankle broke.
Wait, do you know the other massive moment between us? Fernando Torres.
Yeah, of course.
Like that was huge, wasn't it? Just just as the rivalry was slightly dissipating, we just weren't playing each other to that extent. All of a sudden, you're burning shirts. We think that we've pulled your pants down. Obviously, history told a different story, but that Fernando Torres moment. And then, do you know what? His first game, Torres' debut for Chelsea, was a 1-0 defeat at Stamford Bridge to Liverpool.
Yeah, that was when Aga smashed them, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Aga? It was.
Yeah. Aga put his forearm in his face.
That's right.
And then even that, like I think some of your mob made like a Torres flag.
Yeah, we put the Shankly Gates on it.
They put the Shankly Gates on it. Yeah.
I don't know. What I'm going to have to say to that is that was done as a mocking. Like, that wasn't an accident. They can't be. Like, they must have done that in spite. They can't have done that by accident. I'd hope. But yeah, it was. We definitely had it was an identical banner, just in blue.
Yeah,
and,
that was
it. And our own version of his song that used to haunt me when I'd go to Anfield singing about his armband. But I mean, do you know, exploring this rivalry, I actually find it fascinating, and I could do it all day. But we have a pressing game tomorrow, so we should stay focused on that. Can I push you, please, for a score prediction?
Okay, I think it's going to be tight again, and I think if you look back traditionally as well, in fairly recent years, every game's been tight. There's been quite a few draws, hasn't there? I'd actually be happy with the draw, by the way. I think you were saying, what you feel when you go to Stamford Bridge. What I mainly feel is, shit, this is going to be quite a difficult game. I think same again tomorrow. I think it'll be really tight. So I'm sort of wavering between saying 1-1 or 2-1 Liverpool. But seeing an on Chelsea channel, I'll say 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Okay, great. Mate, thank you so much for chatting with us. I really do appreciate it. And I'm sorry for being so poor at all the any technical issues on this video, by the way. They're completely my fault. And thank you for being so patient about it. Are you down in London? Are you at the bridge tomorrow?
I'm not, mate, no, because we're doing some post-match videos, which is, again, I struggle with all the technicalities around, to be honest, mate. So what we haven't quite worked out is how to do that away from home. So at the moment, we're just watching it in a pub and then doing it immediately after. There will be Anfield Wrap lads down there, but at the moment, I'm falling on my sword because it was my idea to do these.
Right.
And I'm
having to do it, yeah.
I'm having to go to the pub in Liverpool and watch it. What a hardship, but yeah.
Mate, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, aside from a couple of hours tomorrow.
Cheers, Rory.
See you soon. All the best.